So good morning, good day, good evening, or even good night to everyone. My name is Milla Pennanen, and I'm the Executive Director of Game Makers of Finland. And now it's time to show our latest results of the salary survey. So let's start with that, because I know that there's only 20 minutes time to go through all of this. But yeah, this is is a union for the people who work or studies games here in Finland, and we've been around already over 5 years. And here's something shortly about us. And we have now almost 500 members, and that's a lot, I think. And we, of course, hope even more members. But yeah, the survey, what we do every year, is one of the most important things that we actually do here, because it means that we can see see and learn how the industry is growing and how things are going overall. And yeah, that's about the Game Makers of Finland, and of course shortly about the game industry. And in the previous talk, it was really nice to hear about the talk about the education, because we believe that education is really, really good here in Finland, and it's really important thing, and it makes the game industry, it helps the game industry to succeed even more. And of course, the talents like you out there, it's really important to have newcomers and like the senior people here in the Finnish game industry. And of course, the local communities here in Finland is amazing. And that's a really important thing here that we have and do. But yeah, and if you have any questions, you can write them to the Q&A place, and I will answer all the questions afterwards when this is over. And next, we are going to the actual slides. And if you want, you can download this slide set from the virtual booth of Game Makers of Finland, so it will be there. And there's lots of information. But yes, we have created this picture of a typical game maker here in Finland. And that person is born in the year 1990 and has a bachelor's degree in computer science, has a full-time job, and is working and living in the capital area, which means like Helsinki, Espoo, Vantaa, usually. And that person is a programmer or artist. And the salary, yeah, it's 4,100 euros. That's the average amount per month. That it's like the net, and then you need to take the taxes away from that, but that's 4,100. And this year's survey, we got over 200 answers, so 239 answers to be exact. And they came from at least 45 different companies. We asked in the survey that where do you work, and it's not mandatory question, so there could be, and there is even more companies behind it. And to the first slide of statistics, this is kind of the background information, which is of course important to understand better all the answers. And like we always do, we ask about the employment situation and if they have subordinates and in what position they're working. And for the first time, we actually ask about the nationality. And yeah, over 70% are from Finland, are Finnish, and then others from other countries who are working here, and that's a really good thing. And then, yeah, bachelor's degree is like the most common education that people have. And now the numbers here. That's like the big picture of the salaries. As you can see, there has been some changes, but the salaries have been risen moderately around 100 euros since the last year. And the thing that we're quite happy is that the gap between female and male has decreased, but it's still 600 euros if comparing only the the male and female salaries, and that's still a lot. And then we asked that do they have got the salary increase last year, and yeah, 68% got the increase, which is really good. And almost half of the answers, the people who answered, they have got an incentive bonuses, and its average amount is 11,400 euros. And that hasn't actually changed it compared to the last year. And here you see the numbers, and the bolded numbers are this year's, and the number inside those things, that's from the last year, so you can see the comparison thing. And then we have more detailed things. So of course we want to know how the salary changes if you compare with positions. And it's not a surprise that the people who are working in the lead, they earn more, and the juniors earn less. And there has been some changes, but the senior level people, their salaries have gone down a bit. That also there's one explanation that the amount of those people that has decreased, and it's things changed. And then we of course asked about them as we compared the working experience, and the working experience overall and working experience in the game industry. And that's a big difference there. So the more you have working experience in the games, the higher your salary is, or at least should be, comparing this one. And yep, I hope that you, if and when you apply for a job and you need to ask or make the salary request, you can use these slides and say that I want this amount of money because it's that number comes from the Game Makers of Finland's salary survey. You can use that, and I know that it has been used, and usually it has worked. And during this event, you can send me a message or even ask for the one-to-one meeting, and I can dig the exact salary request from our study and help you with that also. So we can use some things that like your education or your working experience or the company size or the position or whatever you're applying for. So yeah, we can do that. And then there is the company size comparison. So it means here that if you work in the mid-sized company, it means 51 to 150 employees. There is the highest salaries. And it can be also explained that when there is a big company who has over 150 employees, the amount of the junior people is bigger than in the mid-size or the small companies. So that brings kind of the average or the median sums a little bit down. And location is of course one thing that has effect on the salaries, because in the metropolitan area, like the capital area, salaries are like if you go to see IT companies' salaries or some other industry salaries, the level is like 300, 400 euros higher here in the capital area. So that's not a surprise that it goes like that. And then we have the education comparison. The higher education you have, like master's degree, the higher your salary is. And there's this bachelor's degree. If you compare bachelor's degree, vocational or high school, that actually means that that's their highest education they have. But those who have vocational or high school background, they have been actually working in the industry longer, so they have the working experience much higher. But if comparing to the age, people's age, so it means that well, the older you are, the higher the salary is, and maybe there is no bachelor's degree or master's degree behind it. And I really hope that I'm not going too fast, but you can download this and see all the slides and numbers afterwards also. But then this is really important thing, and I'm quite happy that this time we were able to also add QA and marketing communications people's salaries here. And yeah, designers, producers are the highest earners in the game industry here, or if we are having these task categories. And people were able to answer a maximum of 4 kind of task categories that they're working at the moment. Because usually, if it's a small company, you can be the CEO or you can be the designer and also the producer in the project. But if and when you want to ask more detailed and your salary level, I can have more information then. And we of course ask about the internships because we want more juniors to the industry, and it's really important thing that there are internship positions and jobs available. And that's actually this hasn't changed a lot recently, but we hope that the students, they get the internship places and they will get paid for it also. And that would also, of course, help them to acquire job in the industry and hopefully in the same company, like almost 40% said that they were able to do. That's a good thing. And we ask like open questions about the internships, about the experiences, and of course about the trainee places. So if you're now looking for the internship place, there is a list where they were able to do the internship. Yeah, there are quite many said that they had to create their own company or their friend's company in the school. So they founded a company and they started to do the internship there. And they created a game, and it has been actually quite a successful thing. But it means that they don't get paid, but they are able to run their own company. And yeah, my opinion is that it's good, but hopefully they get paid someday. And then stability is always the question that we ask. And this is something that hasn't changed a lot, but still, I'm happy that no one hasn't decided to quit working in the game industry. I mean, those who answered this, they haven't decided to quit. But yeah, I think this explains that people are really like motivated and they want to work in the games. And then this is one of our thing that we want to ask always. It's about well-being and mental health, coping and stress and workload kind of things. And last time only 1% answered that they crunch this very often, and now the percentage is 3. And yeah, hopefully it will not grow in the next survey. But I'm really happy that 53% answered that they never do crunching. But almost 60% have been worried about coping of their own or their co-workers coping. And I just want to say that if you're ever worried about yourselves or your colleagues coping, please go and ask that how are you doing, and just take care of yourself and take care of your colleagues. And then here's also a list that people answered about crunching and coping and workload. And some people say that crunching means that it's a sign of bad management and planning, and it's yeah, it depends heavily on the project phase. But if you do crunching or if you have to work overtime, make sure that you will get compensated. You'll get paid overtime working hours, or get whatever free days what you might have there. And if you don't know how to like, if you're forced to do it, you can contact us and I can help you and say how you should like ask and talk to the manager and what should be done if this thing happens. And then yeah, that was the slide. I always usually try to rush because I know there's lots of information and there are many different things that interest people, but I hope that you got something out of it. And there, if you're on site on Friday, I would like to invite you to join our legal clinic. Our lawyer Maria Jauhiainen is there for the whole day, and you can go and talk one-to-one with her. And if you have any issues, any worries, any kind of, if you have even like agreements or whatever you might need a lawyer for, she will be there for the whole day. And then I will be there also, and I'm hosting a workshop which is named Towards Equal Work Life, and there are still 9 places left, so I invite you all there. And yes, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Mila. Questions?
Yeah.
This support what you are providing, do you support expat developers as well, or only the ones that are already in Finland?
Well, only in Finland at the moment. But if there's any issues, any worries, any troubles, you can also contact us, because we have lots of network in other countries and we can help. But if it's yeah, it depends.
There's like this question: should I trust salary estimates online?
That's a really good question, and yeah, we do trust it, and we always go through the answers. And if and when there might be something a bit weird or tricky, then we remove the answers, and we try to make it as trustworthy as possible. But we compare always the answers, the results to the last years, and it has been like the same kind of levels. And yeah.
In your survey, does the benefits calculated as a salary?
No. We of course ask what kind of benefits they have in the company, and that's totally a different thing. And in the survey, when you have to put the number of your monthly salary, there is like the list and rules how to put it there, and it's always the salary of the year's September, only always that month, and there is no summer holiday payments, anything like that, or the bonuses. It's not involved in that.
Thank you very much, Mila. I see there's a lot of questions coming in. Can you please stay and answer the questions?
I will do that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.